Hello and welcome to Conversations with our Body and Mind members with myself, Nirvana Lange. Body and Mind is your health and wellness online directory. And coming up in today's conversation, I'll be chatting to Adel from Integrative Mind. And she's going to tell us a little bit more about that. But before we get into what she has to offer, we're going to chat a little bit more about her background. Adel, good afternoon and welcome to our wonderful conversation.
Thank you so much, Nirvana, and thank you so much for your time and this opportunity.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing a little bit more about who is Adel and a little bit of the background of what were those stepping stones, what were those events that led up to you getting into this, kinesiology and Bach remedies and Reiki and all of that. What is the reason?
I actually spoke to someone this morning, and she explained some profound moments that happened in August, and it's always that. It's always a profound moment in time in your life that actually allow you to be enlightened and awakened, and then you actually realize, but gosh, what have I done as a child, and how, all these little things that you were unaware of that is sort of divinely being placed on your road. And the day that you become enlightened and awakened, you actually realize how much you actually already know, and what you should actually be doing. And that's exactly what happened to me. So a tragic event that happened in my life was in 2013 when my mom passed away, just very suddenly. She was ill, but it wasn't anything that we expected. But there were a whole lot of events around that. I was getting married at the time, 2 weeks to be honest, before, my mom died 2 weeks before I got married. And I still went ahead. And long story short, in 2015, life happened and I had to make a decision. Actually, in 2014, to leave corporate. I've got a corporate background in banking, and with the loss of my mom and what happened, I just needed to take a break. And in 2014, I got the opportunity to start a business, and it was just so amazing. Things didn't work out, and in 2015, I had realized, gosh, this is not where I should be, and I then went back into corporate, and there was this moment in time where I was told that this is the path, and that's where I started with Reiki. Reiki was my first modality that I studied, and from there, that's where I got to know about kinesiology. And by the second session of kinesiology, trying to find answers for myself and healing for myself, I realized that kinesiology is something that I need to know more about. And my question is, where do I study this? Where do I go to know more about this? And that's where my journey and my career started and my passion really in kinesiology. So I've actually I've studied the first year, and I've also qualified as a first year teacher to actually teach the foundation course of ICPKP. And I'm busy with the second year, so it's an ongoing learning and studying. With all of this, Bach flowers came about, and I did a course, the two courses. There's actually three, but I did two of the three courses of Bach. And so I was saying to this lady this morning, it's just everything will present itself when the time is right, and when the student is ready to learn. Really, that's always the case. It can be presented to you at any time, but it's when you are ready to take that step further. And so I've just sort of, grown from personally, and I've managed to heal some old and past traumas, and how can I put it? Even because kinesiology, it was all about your generational stuff that you heal through all of this, and you take ownership of it at the end of the day. So so where it is, I'm still within the corporate environment for now. So I have recently relocated from Johannesburg. I now live in Port Elizabeth, and it's a lovely place to be in.
Mm.
And it just allows freedom that that I and my soul needed. And yeah, it's just so exciting, and I can't wait to start practicing down here.
Wonderful. Well, that sounds amazing. I always say there's this big checkerboard of life, or you know, um, chessboard of life, and there's these pieces that gets moved, and just right there is the piece, and right there you are, right at the exact right time. And it
Yes,
is mostly with our own, our own healing that we become the teacher. So that when the pupil is ready, the teacher comes, and then the the pupil becomes the teacher. And
absolutely.
there's no better way of really teaching than coming from that place of compassion and understanding and relatability for people. Absolutely.
Correct.
All right.
Absolutely.
Adelaide, we're going to now go into integrative mind. I saw on your webpage, on the body and mind page, that you are now a member of, that you say our feelings and our body's responses are messages. Paying attention
Mhm.
to the messages unlocks the wisdom of our soul. And how many people sometimes, just listen to your body. And I think that is why I'm also passionate about kinesiology. I've studied, I think, 1 year, and I think it's one of the most amazing modalities of really going to the root and, as you say, generational stuff. So
Mhm.
I'm going to give you the floor and tell us a little bit more about integrative mind and what you have to offer. And a little bit of each of the modalities. Maybe let's start off with kinesiology after you tell us a little bit more about integrative mind.
Yes, thank you. So integrative mind was sort of born out of just that, is that everything is integrated, even though we sometimes don't see it. And it is integrated with our mind, and our body is one whole system, and we are a whole person, but a being, and there's just so many layers to it. And that's where integrative mind is really where the name came from. So kinesiology, I describe it as being profound, because the changes that happen in your life is truly profound, and sometimes so quickly after you've had a balance that you cannot actually believe that what has just happened. So kinesiology, like I say, is my first and all passion, and I needed to. I want to. I've always been a teacher. I've always been guided to teaching, and without even knowing in corporate, I have always been the one teaching and showing people things. And I've actually realized through this journey that I managed to put something into a way to explain it that is more at a level where people would understand it. It's one thing reading it, but it's one thing understanding the concept of something. And I then realized that I've always been a teacher, even though I've been in corporate. And you don't necessarily have to say, I'm a teacher and I teach. It's what you do, how you define it, and how you see it. So with kinesiology, I practice that. Obviously, people can come to me for a balance or for a session if they wanted to. And then obviously I have the School of Kinesiology, the Integrative School of Kinesiology as well, whereby that they can enroll for the first year. I'm qualified to teach. And then obviously there's these beautiful one-day workshops, which is just if you want to actually try and see what it's all about, or just to use for self-help. Those modules are absolutely amazing. And I say that book has to be with you in the car, wherever you go, because it is really just so helpful to do a little balance on yourself. So that's in terms of the kinesiology. Obviously, Bach flower, I integrate that into my balances, and it's part of my toolkit really when someone comes to see me. And then I also I did a short 3-day breath work course about 2.5 years ago. And breath work is absolutely amazing. And if people start to breathe, then life just starts to look a bit clearer. And it quietens the mind. So breath work is also part of my toolkit. And then I decided, I'm one of those people that love I love needles. So anything where I have to go for acupuncture or anything like that, because it's quite healing for my body. I know it's not for everyone, but my body responds very well with needles. And so I suffered myself from anxiety, and I had come across someone that did an acu-detox session on me, and it was also profound, and it really, really helped. And so same thing, I had to ask, where can I study this? And I'm a qualified acu-detox practitioner as well. And I have seen some amazing results with just so many conditions, and young and old and all in between. So there's no real age for acu-detox, even for kinesiology, any of these modalities really. And then my 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 newest love is yoga nidra. So part of my healing in anxiety and stress has really been yoga nidra, and that has allowed me to connect with myself, with the self, to go inward, to quieten that mind, lengthening the breath, and just be and have a true meditation. So I'm a qualified yoga nidra teacher, and it's absolutely amazing. And what I've actually been guided to do is, and I actually started this 2 weeks ago. I'm so excited about it. I've started a community. So once a month on a Sunday afternoon, we are going to do a yoga nidra. It's between an hour and a half and 2 hours long. And so there's going to only be 10 seats available on a Sunday, because obviously it's also, we don't want it too many, but the purpose is to actually allow people to understand what it is, but also to experience the healing that actually can happen with a yoga nidra session. It is also quite profound.
I just wanted to quickly ask you, so your courses, is that online, or do people physically come to a classroom, so to speak, as well as your yoga nidra that you're going to be doing? Is that online, or is that the physical place that people are going to be joining you?
Okay, so the one-day workshops we would be able to do online, and we would be able to do them in person as well. And then for the actual course itself, the 1-year course, that would be in person. Some of them we would be able to do online, just depending on which modules, because obviously there's muscle testing and a whole lot of things that we need to do. But in general, so we can do what we call we can do it we don't have to stretch the course out over a year if they didn't want to. So if we take the 12 or 14 modules that's available for the first year, we can actually do it maybe in 3 months. So we can look at doing it over a shorter period of time, if that's what the student would like to do. So there's other options, but it is definitely in person for now.
And your yoga nidra, is that also?
Yoga nidra, yes. So same thing. We did it online the other day. We had people from the UK and Portugal. So yes, definitely online. And for those who are obviously in the PE area and they want to come, to the yoga nidra whilst we're doing it online, they're welcome to do that as well. So it's all in person, or we can do it online.
Okay.
Provided, obviously, provided we don't have load shedding and we've got good connection.
Absolutely. Well, the power cuts in South Africa at the moment is a challenge for anything to do online, unless you
Yeah.
have tens of thousands of rands for inverters and batteries and what have you.
That's
What else they want us to spend our money on, but I won't get into that. All right. Just trying to see if there was anything else that you just wanted to add that you may have forgotten before I close off with contact details.
Yes, so I am going to run a course on the 25th of March. It's a one-day workshop. It's going to be online or in person, so we would be able to combine it. It is the epigenetics, you are not your DNA. So for anyone interested in that, they're welcome to give me a call. There's also the next yoga nidra for the community will be on the 11th of March at 4 o'clock. They can also inquire about that. And then there'll be an intake of first year students in April, around about the 14th of April, there'll be an intake of students for that. And lastly, I am planning so there's a lot of practitioners from many different modalities that wish to obviously partner and collaborate with me. So we are looking at doing a retreat here in the Eastern Cape in the middle of the year. So there's some exciting things that's in the pipeline that we are busy with.
Awesome. Well, that's fantastic. And, you can also maybe record those things and people can have them available if they are not able to log on those particular days, especially for your yoga mudra communities, that they could maybe do it afterwards and have it available. Great. So now, Adel is available on Facebook at Integrative Mind SA, also on Instagram on Integrative Mind SA or at Integrative Mind SA. You can also go to our Body and Mind website, which is bodyandmind.coza, or the Body and Mind blog site, which is bodyandmindblog.co.za. And also you can interact with her on that page, maybe ask her some questions or get some more clarity on if you're interested in either having a session with Adel or doing any of the courses or the yoga mudra. So that's then all from us at Body and Mind, and we ask you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, to ring that little bell, get the notifications of our next conversation. Please share it with somebody that you think may gain benefit or may need to contact one of our amazing members. That's it from us, Adel.
Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to working with you all. And I really
welcome to Body and Mind, and we look forward to seeing your journey develop.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really. Thanks, and take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.